All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Rise Every Nation. I'm your host, Terrell Simmons, and today's guest is someone who truly embodies transformation and testimony. What happens when a man goes from hustling for survival to hustling for purpose? That's a bar right there. If I ever heard one.
Yes, sir.
When the gift of poetry becomes a tool for divine impact. Today we have none other than Garnett Rogers Sr., aka God's greatest poet, author of Transition, founder of Hustle by Faith, and president of Hussle Hard Publishing. Garnett's story is powerful, raw, and filled with, I want to say, redemptive purpose. Can I say that, brother?
Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
So
That's right on the
that's
nose.
right on those. So get ready to be moved, uplifted, and challenged to transition into your own legendary journey. Welcome, my brother. Let's give a big round of applause for my brother.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to have me.
Nah, thank you. Thank you. And I thank to that podcast agency. What's the name of the agency that got us connected again?
Podcast guest.
All right. So I this is my first time working with them, but they've been working for you, brother. So give them a huge shout
Okay.
out to get you on and get
Yeah,
your
yeah.
testimony
Shouts
out
out to
there.
podcastguest.com, man. If you looking to get your podcast game up, man, you looking to get out there, man, and really, share your story, hook up with
Yeah.
podcastguest.com, man.
So
Yeah.
and they didn't pay us to say that. At least they didn't pay me to say
Nah, they didn't pay me to say it. They just
it.
they just lead by example. I done got about 5 or 6 podcasts from them, so I got to give them some shots out. Yeah,
Hey,
they got me like 5 or 6, podcast invites, man.
hey, got that, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast. It's an honor to have you here. Let's start by going back to the beginning. Can you tell us about your early life in Sacramento and Stockton, and what your world looked like before this transition began?
Didn't know who I was, brother. It
Mm.
actually started out in Antioch.
Oh,
Started
really?
out in Antioch, brother. Yeah, started out Sacramento. Was out there just living life, man. Take care of family and whatnot. And Antioch, I went to Antioch, man, for a minute.
Okay.
And a brother sent me some motivation. I had never heard motivational speaking, man.
Hmm.
He sent me Les Brown, the goat,
Yeah, Les
the
Brown
goat,
is the
Les
goat.
Brown.
I
He
was
sent
I
he
was
sent me
just
Les
talking to
Brown.
another young brother, Leroy Roberts. His episode's up now. He was talking how Les Brown changed his life. So Les Brown's a goat.
Yeah.
But go ahead,
Yes, he is.
tell it.
So 30 plus, 30 something years, 30, I think 31, 32. My boy, man, that I was doing ministry with, man, he sent me Les Brown, man. I listened to it and my mind was blown, man. So like the cartoon Popeye, man, when he take the spinach and blow his top, that's how I was. Yeah, I blew my top, brother. I was like, wow, this is a whole nother world, man. I never heard this. I'm motivated. I mean, all the emotions was running through me at one time. I felt like I was gonna bust, man, like a juicy fruit or something. I felt like I was gonna bust. So I got courage, man, running through me. I got confidence. I
Uh-huh.
got kingdom running through me. I got leadership, and I got all these things just all bottled up, man. And I'm like, this is me. I can actually be this. I
Hmm.
can actually be this. No
Yeah.
one in the hood never told me I could be this, but Les Brown told me I can be this.
Hmm.
So I walked a different way, brother. I dressed a different way. I talked a different way. I started treating my wife a different way. I
Hmm.
started treating my kids a different way. I mean, it just changed the whole parameter of everything, brother.
Yeah.
And I just been a hungry wolf
Nah.
ever since then. Not the wolf at the top of the hill, but the wolf that's climbing the hill, brother. That's
Hmm.
what I turned into. The wolf that's climbing the hill that says, when I get to the top of the hill, I'm smashing anything that's moving because I
Yeah.
got to eat.
I love that. I
Yeah, I'm
love that.
smashing anything that's at the top of the hill.
Yeah. I can tell just poetry and then just your testimony runs through your veins just by the energy and the way you talk. When did you first discover your love for poetry?
My love for poetry started out in elementary, brother.
Okay.
I was a poet in elementary, brother.
Get out
But
of
you know
here.
how it is. Yeah, in elementary, man, I was drawing.
Uh,
My favorite cartoon, man, was Thundercats and
I know
Transformers.
Thundercats. The
Thunder,
young ones don't know about that.
yeah, they
I
don't know
used
about
to
that.
like Saturday morning cartoons, watch the
Man,
Thundercats,
Silverhawks,
Silverhawks, Looney Tunes, all of that. Inspector Gadget,
He-Man.
G.I. Joe, He-Man. Oh
Yeah, yeah,
man.
they don't know about it. Voltron. Don't
Voltron,
forget
there you go.
Voltron. Don't
Yeah.
forget Voltron, man. You gotta side Voltron. So I used to draw, man. I used to draw Heat Man. I used to draw Thundercats. I used to draw Artemis Prime. I'm always be Artemis Prime fan. I used to always draw Artemis Prime, man. And I was like, man, I was always write little poetry along with it.
Mm,
I would draw the cartoon and then I write a poem next to the cartoon.
mm,
Amazing. I would
man.
write a poem about the cartoon.
Wow.
So one day, man, the homies, man, they actually happened to see it. And
Uh-huh.
they made fun of me, man. I mean, they laughed me under the table, man. And I was just distraught, man. I was like, man, I can't never show nobody this again. So
Man.
I put it in the closet, brother. I
Man.
put it in the closet and I just kept it there. So I ended up becoming an MC
Mm-hmm.
and I started a rap group called The Go Getters
The go getters.
to
Okay.
replace the poetry.
Yeah.
Yes, to replace the poetry because you have to replace it. So I started a group called the Go Getters, man. We started doing that, man, doing a thing, meeting all kinds of celebrities. Went from California to Philadelphia in a 95 Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
Finally landed in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
stayed in Atlanta for about 6 months,
Yeah.
came back flat broke,
Oh man.
flat broke.
Man.
And that's when I said, the poetry is back on and cracking. So it started elementary, brother. It came back around when I was in my late 20s, 29. Yeah, I was like 29 years old. It came back when I was 29 years old. That's when
Yeah.
the poetry came back out.
Now take me to that through that journey because often I in my own personal opinion I feel like all of those little things that happen through our life shape us throughout the years and
Yes, I
shape our
do.
journey. How did growing up in your community, everything that you experienced from childhood and being inspired from this and then being broken and humiliated by the homies to then transition into this. How did all of that, in your early ambitions, shape your identity and who you are today when you come out to do your thing in poetry?
Well, God told me long time ago I was going to be a curse breaker.
Mm,
Grew up in I'm from Sacramento, California. Grew up in CV Circle projects, man.
hmm
Roaches, rats, mice, prostitution, drug infesting, alcoholism,
hmm
poverty, you name it, brother. You
Yeah,
know, Goodwill clothes,
man.
mama getting the check every month, food stamps, wearing pro wings. A lot of youngsters don't know about that pro wing, wearing the pro wings
I
from
know about
Payless
the
Shoe
pro
Store,
wings. I know about the pro wings.
wearing the pro
Listen,
wings,
you
wearing the pro
you you
wings.
preaching to the choir when you talking to me because I come from an immigrant parent and my mom Rochester, New York, upper state, but we grew
Okay,
up in DC
okay,
in the when we first we was living in the projects in DC before my dad finally took that taxi money and government money to get us into a house.
okay,
And so I remember
okay.
all that. I
Shouts out
remember,
to Dad.
yeah. Shouts out to dad. So you, I know you telling your story right now, and his story is my story, and today we making his story.
Yeah, yeah, we're making it store. So growing up and seeing that, man, and I used to just all tell myself, Terrell, man, there's something bigger. There's something more for me, man. I'm gonna be something, man. And I remember, man, I was devastated, man. I told my mom, man, when I was 11 years old, man, we was in the project. I told her one day, Mom, I'm gonna get you out of here and I'm gonna buy you a house. And my mom told me, no, you're not.
Mm,
My mom told me, no, you're not. Devastated, man. Crumbled me, broke me.
man.
And I just, like I said, but I had to keep pushing from that,
Mm-hmm.
man. I had to keep pushing from that. And that molded and shaped me. And if I had that to do it all over again, brother, I would.
Damn.
You know, I would do it all over again because I was that Excalibur in the projects.
Mm-hmm.
I was that Excalibur. I was that steel that they was knocking and they was beating and they was forcing and they was putting it in and out of the oven. And people go, why are you using all this time and energy on that wasteless piece of steel?
Mm,
And you, lo and behold, knowing that when it's fine and smoothed out and carved, it's
mm-hmm.
gonna be that Excalibur. And
Yeah.
that's what I was, brother. I was that Excalibur that was fine and shaped in the hood
Mm-hmm.
and got all these stories and got all these interactions and whatnot. And I'm a product of what it looks like on the other side. That I
Mm-hmm.
can come from that
Damn.
and then I could and I could be this,
Mm-hmm.
because I just never quit.
Yeah.
I just never gave up. And no matter what I was going through between that time as adolescent to adult, I maybe fell down, but the testimony wasn't in me falling down. The
Yeah.
testimony was with me getting back up Every
Mm,
time I just found the way to get back up, whether it was me getting back up on my own or whether it was God lifting me up saying, you still got to finish this marathon.
mm,
You ain't done.
nah,
You ain't quit. You still got to get across the finish line. You still got to get across the finish line. Whether you going to finish it by yourself or I'm going to continue to push you in your back until we get this race done.
nah.
So that's what it is.
Thank you for sharing that those humble beginnings
You're
because
welcome.
sometimes people see you in the success. I know they see you in the success in the form of the book, the transition, and everything that you are today. But before publishing the transition, people need to know that there was a path before that. So I mean, you basically broken down the path. Was there anything else in your path, personally or professionally, that you think really supported in
What?
sharpening that Excalibur to, I say it's your Excalibur is cut from a different cloth, or maybe I cut
Yes.
from a different
Yes. Yes.
steel
You got it.
because
You got it. You
yeah,
got it. Cut from a different cloth. Cut
yeah,
from a different cloth, brother. Yes, I quit. I quit on the transition, writing the transition book, brother, 3 times.
really,
I quit. Yes, I quit 3 times. Not because of writer's block, not because I couldn't come up with no more poems, not because I couldn't come up with material. I quit 3 times because the devil told me that I wasn't a poet. He told me I wasn't an author, and he told me nobody's going to read this book. So
mm,
why are you wasting your time? Go and throw it off to the side like you do everything else and come back to it later. So I quit 3 times, brother.
nah,
And every time I quit, God picked me up and put me back in the chair and said, no, the book is not for you. You keep thinking the book is for you. No, the book's not for you. The book is for somebody that has lost their way, that might be, looking to seek a relationship back with Christ. The book is for somebody that might be on the verge of committing suicide, getting
hmm,
ready to take 15 pills. And that book, the transition, might be the only thing that's in hands reach for them to pull towards them and
hmm,
open it up and read one of those poems and realize that the life has a purpose, that
mm.
life has a meaning, they deserve to be here, and I shouldn't be doing this. So that's
Amen.
what it was, brother.
Amen to
Yeah,
that. Amen
that's
to
what it
that.
was.
So now, for those of you tuning in, if you're getting the audio experience, I'm gonna encourage you to go on and get the video experience too when we drop this on YouTube because the passion and everything that this brother is playing is I mean you can hear it in his voice, but you can't. It's nothing quite like the visual. And then I also want to speaking of the visual, you got this right behind you over there. There's a vision board. Talk to me about
Yeah.
that. What does that represent? And take me through this vision board that's behind you.
That vision board, brother, is just basically my life story.
Okay.
It's got all kind of glimpses of what's getting ready to happen. And the thing about that vision board, man, like I said, there ain't no time limit on it.
Yeah.
There ain't no time limit on it and ain't no expiration date on it. It's gonna happen, but it's
Hmm.
gonna happen in God's timing. But I gotta stay focused and I gotta, continue the path.
Yeah.
I gotta keep digging out. Continue to keep digging out my legacy.
Yeah.
I gotta continue to keep carving out my legacy. So if anybody ain't got a vision board, man, I suggest you go ahead and get you one, not right now, but written now.
Yeah. Like,
Get that vision board.
yeah. Well, explain to the people who've never heard of a vision board before. What is a vision board?
Well, vision board is just clippings, getting you a blank poster board
Uh-huh.
and just getting clippings of everything that you want in your life. You shouldn't have a bucket list.
Yeah.
Let's go on and throw that myth out the window right now. There should be no bucket list. In this lifetime, you should do everything that you want to do, that you can do within the time that you have breath in and out of your body.
Hmm.
There shouldn't be no after I retire at 65, I'm going to go skydiving or I'm going to go pick some cherries now. No, you should do that in the time that you are healthy, willing, and able. And that's what a vision board does. It's
Nah.
putting everything up there that you said, that you made a commitment to yourself, that you holding yourself accountable, and you said you're gonna get it done. So you ain't got no choice. You can't renege. You can't look back because you know what happened to Lot's wife when she looked back. Ain't no
Hmm.
looking back. You got to continue to keep moving forward, and you got to get it done.
Hmm.
Finish strong,
Nah.
no matter what.
Nah.
Finish strong.
I love that. Love that. When did you do this vision board that's behind you? And then I'm a big component of, speaking things into existence.
Hmm.
Because, words have power. And they can either give life to something
Yes,
or they could take
yes,
life from something. So what I want you to
yes.
do is Tell me when you did this vision board, and then give me one or two pieces that are on your vision board, so we can speak life to it here today on the podcast.
Okay. I did that vision board about 3 years. This is three years since I've been did that vision board, brother.
Yeah,
And what I got on there is the book is on there
yeah,
and the house.
nice. So the book is
Yeah,
here. So
the book is
we
here.
got that into existence. So tell me
We
about the
got that
house.
into
What's
existence.
give me the
The
break
the house is going to be the headquarters, man.
okay.
The house is going to be the headquarters for the transition. It's going to be a blessing. I'm gonna have a hustler's lair. Many men have many brothers have a man cave. Mine's gonna be the hustler's lair.
Ah.
So we're gonna have old school video games in there, man. We're gonna have the Atari in there. We got Nintendo 64. We're
That's
gonna
what
have
I'm
the
talking
the
about.
first Xbox, the Dreamcast up in there, and it's going down. In the hustler's lair, man. And
I
just
love
just
it.
have my library, man, and my living room and the bedroom and whatnot, and just somewhere, man, where we can all come and fellowship and just celebrate together, because this house ain't gonna be for me, man. It's
Yeah,
gonna be for us
yeah,
to show that we can do it.
I love that.
It's never about me. It's never about us.
Yeah.
It's about we. That's what we need to get into. We need to
Hmm.
start saying that more. Replace I with we. It sounds
Hmm.
much better.
Yeah.
We.
And,
Yeah.
and and for those who know me, that's what this podcast is all about, is bringing together the we. I was talking to an elder in the community the other day, and they were saying, our greatest superpower is community and us being in community. And why do you think
Yes.
that they try so hard to keep us apart, break the family apart, break
Yes.
us up, put us
Yes.
against each other? Because
Yes.
they know
Yes.
if we get together, we are so much more powerful and so much more stronger together than we are apart. So the idea is to
Yes.
always keep us apart, keep us at each other's
Yes.
throats. But
Exactly. You get it. You get it,
yeah,
brother. You
yeah.
get
So
it. That's the blueprint that's been carved out from us way back then. That's the
hmm
blueprint that's been carved out way back then, but we still ain't caught on. We
hmm
still ain't found it. It's still in a bottle floating in the ocean somewhere.
yeah,
Nobody still hasn't got it, brother. But
yeah,
that's the blueprint right there that they have for us.
yeah.
Because
But
they know if it don't even take a lot.
hmm
Just me and you.
yeah,
If we come together and stick together and push towards something great, we could change the world.
yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of us are starting to wake up to that narrative, and by you building the hustlers layer, a place where we can connect, we
Yeah.
we just two of us can make a ripple, three of
Yes,
us
we
gonna
can.
make a wave, and
Yeah.
and and, and then once we ride the wave, shoot,
Ten
we
of us
become the
going ten
ocean,
of us
right?
gonna make a tsunami. Ten
Like,
of us gonna make a
yeah,
tsunami. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna make a tsunami.
we're gonna
Yeah.
make a
10 of us gonna
tsunami
make a
on this.
tsunami.
Hey, and ain't no stopping that. So love that,
Nah,
love
ain't
that.
no stopping it.
So let's. I want to dive into, because your story is deep. And I know the transition had its challenges, its ups and downs. And one of the things that stands out for me out in your story is that powerful shift, your transition, but and not only just the transition, but that kind of the kind of transformation you went to doesn't happen without pain, loss, or struggle. Can you walk us through a major challenge you faced before stepping into your purpose?
Well, we go back to my environment, brother. A gang member,
Hmm.
raised in a single family home. Um, I was sort of like the son husband,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. If you heard of that, I
Yeah.
was like the son husband in my household. Mama looked for me to do everything, and just out there, man, just in the streets, man, just blended in.
Hmm.
That's what was leading up to the transition. Just blending in, just being a gang member, sleeping with all type of different women, man, not knowing from sun up to sundown, not caring that I lived to see 21, just didn't care.
Yeah.
But I ended up almost facing 7 years in prison, man. I
Mm.
used to steal cars. I grew up in the Dukes of Hazzard area, like I said, we're gonna go old school during this whole interview, man. So you might as well get prepared for it. We going old school. We going old
And
school this
look,
whole interview.
for those that don't know, y'all need to go back, go to your YouTube, look at all of the '90s TV show, Dukes of Hazzard,
Yeah,
Orange
yeah,
Car.
yeah, yeah.
That
You
was
need to
that was the
go.
show.
Yeah, that was the show. Yeah. So I like to get my Dukes of Hazzard on, brother. And I used to steal cars, man, and run from the police, getting high speed chases.
Yeah.
And this one particular time, I got caught, and they locked me up, and they let me out on the OR.
Mm,
Go figure. I go and do it again while I'm on the OR, and I
mm,
get caught up. So now I got two charges pending against me.
mm-hmm,
I'm facing 7 years, man. I'm in a one man cell, man. Thank God I was in because he would see me crying like a big old baby.
mm-hmm.
So I'm in that one man cell, man, and I just had that one conversation with God, man. I told God just like this. I said, God, I'm in a sticky situation. I said, I am waist deep in quicksand. I said, I don't know which way to turn. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what is the outcome. But my grandma always told me that if I lose my way, come talk to you and you'll direct my path and you'll get me back on track. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I said that prayer, man. I told him I made a plea bargain. They say you can't make a plea bargain with God, but I did it anyway. I made a
Mm-hmm.
plea bargain. I said, God, if you get me out of this situation, I'll serve you for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So next thing I know, man, the guards come get me, man. They tell me it's time for court. I got shackles on my ankles. I got shackles on my wrists. I'm walking into the courthouse. They walking me into the courthouse. But just before I get in the courthouse, the judge says, today is your lucky day. So I look behind me because I'm thinking she talking to another inmate. Ain't no other inmate behind me. It's only me. So I get into the courthouse. She says, Mr. Rogers, you look like a man that got caught up in the wrong situation. You don't even look like you be here. You look like you're smart. You look like you're intelligent. You look like you can build something, be something in life. You seem like you're just wasting your time here. And I said, you're right, Your Honor. I am. I got caught up in a sticky situation. I'm wasting time. I've been a product of my environment. I've been making dumb decisions, but I've learned from that. She said, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give you 8 months time served, which you already did. I'm going to give you 5 years probation and get the hell out of my courthouse. I don't ever want to see you again. So that right there, brother, was the birth
Wow.
of the transition from ordinary to legendary. Because when I got out, brother, the homies was waiting for me. Now these the homies that didn't write me, didn't come see me for 8 months. But
Yeah.
when I got out, they had the girls for me. They had the weed waiting on me. They had the E&J waiting on me. They was
Man.
ready. And I had to tell all of them with a straight face and say, man, I'm doing the Jesus thing, man. I can't rock like that no more. They scattered like roaches. But you know what happened though, brother? That was the best thing that could have happened to me because being in the dark, being by myself, made me become influence the masses, made me become influence the poet. I felt the purpose. I found my calling. I realized that I exist. I don't
Mm,
need nobody else. I'm good all by myself. And God has instilled in me everything that I need to be great.
yeah.
And this is you. You have your own path. You have your own lane now. Now walk it.
Hmm.
And here we are, brother. That's it. The transition.
I love that.
The transition.
Now, you spoke to the external battles a little bit when the homies come. They got the liquor, they got and all those could be like really tempting vices. I'm
Yes.
curious to know, like, what were the internal battles? Did you like have self doubt, anger, regret that you had to confront or overcome, during that transition?
Well, that's a wonderful question, brother. After I wrote the transition, brother, I got hit with that.
Really?
I got hit. Yes, brother. I finished the book in 2019. I didn't get back on promoting the book until 2023, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Because after I wrote the book, the identity thief came in.
Mm.
The identity thief came in. He snatched everything from me. He left me with just my Fruit of the Looms on. See, I told you we're gonna go old school all through his interview. He left me with just my Fruit of the Looms on. The identity thief came in. He took my shirt. He took my shoes. He took
Right.
my sock. He took my watch. He even took my stocking cap.
Right.
He took everything. Only thing I had was my Fruit of the Looms on, brother. He
Right.
told me I wasn't a poet. He told me I wasn't an author. He told me nobody's gonna buy this book. He told me, what are you doing? He told me, how are you gonna promote it? You ain't got no marketing budget. You ain't got no marketing team. What are you doing? Stop it. Put it on the shelf. Yeah, you wrote a book. Hurrah, I'm happy for you. But it ain't going nowhere. So get you a 9 to 5, get out there and work, stack you a 401k, and get to something doing real stuff. So I got out there, man. I started doing outside sales. I started doing multi-level marketing, man. I started doing food trucks. I started doing more multi-level marketing. I mean, I was all the way out there, man. I
Mm-hmm.
was like Tom Hanks, man, in Castaway, man. That's how
Yeah.
far I was. I was on the island, man. I was like Gilligan's Island, man. I was all the way out there.
Yeah.
And then, so we gonna go on and land the plane now. So now I'm like Simba.
Uh-huh.
I'm in a faraway country. I'm over eating caterpillars and worms. And then the queen comes and says, Simba, what are you doing? You're
Yeah.
supposed to be with the lead and the pride. You're supposed to be honey. You eat meat. You know caterpillars and snails. You eat meat. And that's when I came back to my royal priesthood
Yeah.
and said, man, God, you said if you said my gift would put me in front of great men,
Yeah.
you know, you said my gift will put me in, my gift will make room for me. God, this is
Yeah.
what you told me. And that's when I came
I love
full
that.
force back on the transition, man. That's when I got on the hustle with it. And that's what I told you earlier when we was talking. That's why I became that wolf that was
Mhm.
climbing the hill,
Yeah.
not the wolf that's on the hill, because the wolf that's on the top of the hill is content.
Hmm.
He's satisfied. He's got a full belly. He's good. He's looking out over the he's looking out over the mountain, and he's going because he got that good meal. But
Yeah.
that wolf that's climbing the hill, he got to eat.
Yeah.
He got to eat.
Yeah.
He's got to eat.
And when you're
You
hungry and
know,
you got to eat, you got a little bit more grit and a little bit more
yeah, you
tenacity
got a
and
little bit of
energy.
grit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of tenacity. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a little bit more energy.
So I'm over here thinking because, well, one side note, like you finally used the analogy that the young boys can understand with the Simba. So
Okay,
we didn't keep it
okay.
all the way old school. You
Nah,
said
we
you
didn't
gonna
keep it
keep
old
it all
school.
the way old school, but I'm only teasing you on that. Now look, I'm inspired by this whole by your whole story. I'm inspired how you use your gifts to glorify something greater and help others. Now you published your book, Built Hustler by Faith, and you continue to lead through the poetry and publishing. Let's talk strategies to success for a little bit, if you don't mind. How did
Okay.
the transition come to life from vision to publication? So like if I gotta if you talking to one of these young cats out here that has a testimony that is as strong as yours, like how do they do what you did with the transition to come to bring it to life to from vision to publication?
You sit back, you sit back and you look at it, man, from all different angles, and you just strategize. And for me, as a poet, I've always been told that you can't make money with poetry.
Mm,
I've always been told that poetry will never go anywhere. I've always been told that poetry is pretty much like a side hustle. You just do it as a hobby. And I said no. Matter of fact, I said hell no. I am going to really take this as a business, man. I'm going to take this as a business. So that's why I've started my own publishing company, man, because I got a lot of people out there that's writing books. I
mm-hmm.
want to take the middleman out. We don't need no middleman in our stuff.
Yeah.
You know, this is us. If we built it, we need to get 100% of it. So that's why I started Hussle Hard Publishing for my brothers and sisters out there writing books. You know, I'm already a hustler with it. And I just, like I said, when I wrote this book, brother, it gave me the business aspect of the poetry, of the business side of it, and
Mm,
let me know that the poetry in the book is just the beginning. It's
yeah.
just the beginning.
Yeah.
So now I'm in the works. So now I'm in the works of a poetry comic book coming. Poetic Justice.
Nice.
Poetic Justice. I have a superhero, brother.
Lit.
Poetic Justice.
All
I
right,
have a
all right. Could,
superhero.
could we get Kendrick Lamar to promote poetic justice, the comic book somehow, please? I'm gonna put that
Yeah,
into
yeah,
existence.
yeah, yeah. We got a comic book, brother,
Lit.
coming. We got a comic book coming, man. We got an Audible book, on the way. We got flashcards. I mean, we got merch,
Hmm.
stickers. It's endless, brother. It's endless.
Yeah.
But you have to, whatever you're doing, you got to think, and this is what I want to relate to the young people, because that's the question you asked me. You got to look at it from the business side. Don't just think of it as as the side hustle. Don't continue to keep thinking about it as the side hustle, as the
Mhm.
hobby. No, really get serious about this thing and think about it as a business and
Yeah.
just create multiple streams. We can create 7 streams off of anything that we do
Mhm.
if we just put our mind to it. It don't have to be multiple 7 streams. It can be 7 streams off that one thing. I have created 7 streams off of poetry.
Man.
7 streams off of just poetry.
Man.
But like I said, you got it, my brother. You
Man.
have to get in that secret place. You got to turn everything off. You got to put on some nice, smoothing music,
Mhm.
jazz, whatever, and just let it just meditate and just get with God. And
Yeah.
he'll send them ideas to you. And get serious about it, man. Don't play with it. Really get serious about this. And like you said earlier, manifestation. Believe that it can happen. Believe that it can be you. Why not you? Why not you? Why does it have to be everybody else? Why can't it be you? Who are you listening to that's telling you that it can't be you? Why are you listening to whoever's in your head telling you that it can't be you? It should be you. That's why the vision was given to you,
Mhm.
because it should be you.
Yeah.
So stop listening to the naysayers and the dream killers that's telling you that this cannot be a business.
Mhm.
And that's what I did, brother. I
Yeah.
just shut out all the noise and I said, man, forget all that.
I think a lot of times when we let the naysayers come in is because they're saying nay because they can't do it, but the vision is meant for you.
Exactly.
So,
Amen.
and only you can see the vision. So only you can tell people what the vision is. And I
Amen.
love what you said about not treating it as a side hustle, because a lot of people would treat some of their best gifts as a side hustle, and
Come on.
they need to make it their main thing. It's like you
Come
can't
on.
you can't run a successful thing if it's just a side thing. You can't. It's like if I tried to if I try to make a home with a side chick. You can't make a home with a
Yeah.
side chick, but
No.
guess what?
No.
You can make a home if it's your wife. So make this
Yes, you
main
can.
thing your wife. I think Nipsey Hussle said
Yes.
it best. Like, I made this game my wife, and then look what he
Yes.
created when he made the game his
Look what
wife.
he created.
Uh,
Look what he created.
and so that's the only way that you can really do it.
And then I want to add this real quick before you go into the next one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying this, Tyree said this. For you to do the impossible, you have to see the invisible.
Mm,
For you to do the impossible, you have to see the invisible. But the thing about it, brother, we are in a sea of people that says, I gotta see it to believe it.
mm-hmm,
So that's why you gotta grind harder.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? That's why we go back to Nipsey Hussle. I've been grinding all my life.
mm-hmm,
That's why you got to grind harder. That's why you got to step in on it. That's why, like you said, you got to stop treating it as a side hustle. Because once you commit, there is no plan B. Denzel Washington said, when I was doing my thing, I never had a plan B. There is no plan B. Once you commit to it, you say you're doing it, there is no plan B. If I want to fall into something, I'm going to fall forward, not fall back. The naysayers always tell us, brother, you could agree with me on this. They always tell you, have something to fall back on. There is no nothing to fall back on. This
yeah,
is it.
mm-hmm,
It's like 50 Cent, get rich or die trying.
mm-hmm,
That's it. That's what I roll with. Get it or die trying. That's it. There is no plan B. There is no falling back.
yeah,
That's it. Because when you fall back, when you have a plan B, that means you're not committed. That
mm-hmm,
means you don't have the faith.
yeah,
That means you don't even believe that it's gonna happen. And you just throwing up a coin saying heads or tails.
mm-hmm,
Heads I get it, tails I don't. And if I don't, oh well. No. If you're thinking like that, don't even get started.
yeah,
Don't even get started. Don't waste my time and don't waste your time. If you're thinking like that, don't even get started.
yeah,
Continue working your job.
yeah,
You know, continue working your job. Continue keep just daydreaming about it. I'm gonna go over here and build something. I'm gonna go over and create something. I'll see you, babe. I'll see you later if I do see you.
yeah.
If I do see you. But go ahead though,
I
brother.
love
I just
that.
wanted to just
No,
I
that
just
was
wanted to
that
add
was
that in
beautiful
there.
right there.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that in there.
You know what I meant to ask you? Hustle Hard Publishing. What does it stand for?
It's a dedication to Nipsey. The
Okay.
the the mo the marathon mindset.
Wow.
That's what it's aligned with, brother.
Yeah.
That's the mission statement. The marathon mindset. You
Nice.
see, I spell hustle for Nipsey. That's dedication to Nipsey, man. He
Man.
inspired me so much, man. He inspired me so
He
much,
he
man. Just
inspired a lot
just
of
just
us.
how because like I said, I was a crip. I was a
Man.
gang member. So to see him come from that man to where he was at, I was like, wow, anybody could do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody could do it. And I pushed CDs in the streets just like he did.
Mm-hmm.
I would run up on people just like that, brother. Here's my CD, man. Check me out. Listen to me. I would run up on people's cars in traffic just like that.
Man.
Nipsey was telling when he was telling his story, just like you said, I was telling yours. We telling each other's story, making his story. That's what Nipsey was doing for me. He was
Mm-hmm.
telling our story, making history. So that's what Hussle Hard Publishing is stands for, man.
I love that.
The marathon mindset,
Love that. Love that. Love that. Um,
self-made,
self made, and I love it when
self-made.
we get it out the mud, because
Yeah,
it just makes it just so much sweeter,
sweeter.
you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah.
you lived a life of experience, purpose and faith, and through it, I want to say there was many lessons that I see that you've written in the transition. For our listeners, especially our Black and Pan African entrepreneurs and creators, what gems can you pass on?
What gems can I pass on? Keep fighting.
Keep
That's
fighting.
one gem. Keep fighting. Keep getting up. And whatever your gift is, give 150%. Stop giving 75%. Stop giving 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get this real quick.
Nah.
This is 10 things. This is 10 things that millionaires do.
Okay.
Let me give you this real quick. This is 10 things that millionaires do.
Go ahead.
And the funny thing about it, brother, I wrote this down. I was listening to this on YouTube, and I wrote this down, and I was already doing all these, brother. It's
Nah.
only one on the list that I wasn't doing.
Nah.
I was shocked. Yes, I
So
wrote
so
this. I
so
listened to it on
you
YouTube
were successful with your own plan before you even saw the game plan.
before I even saw the game plan, brother. I wrote this down. And I was like, wow, 15,
Okay.
15 things.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay,
Break them down.
number one. Make sure the audience got some pen and paper because
Yeah. Get
they
your
need to
pen and
write this
paper.
down.
Get your
Get your pen and
iPhones
paper. Write
out.
this down.
Start texting
Yeah,
it to yourself.
yeah. This is
Let's.
game. This is game right
This
here.
is a
Okay,
$1 million
this is
worth of game right
15.
here.
This is 15 things that millionaires do on a regular basis every day.
Okay.
Number one, they read every day.
Mm.
Number two, they wake up early between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, they exercise daily, 3 to 4 days out the week. Number four, they track their expenses. You can't be out there just spending, brother. You can't just be out there spending and not knowing what's in the bank account, what's in the saving. How much did you spend today? What bills is coming up? Five, investing. Send your money in the bank is not smart. Your money needs to be pregnant and it needs to be having children daily.
Mm-hmm.
OQP. Only hang around and deal with only quality people.
Mm.
Stop hanging around dream killers. Stop hanging around alcoholics. Stop hanging around drug heads. We love them. They're family members, but we got to come back and get them. We got to get it out the mud and come back and get them. Time wasters. This is a lovely quote I like to say. Everyone has a story, but I don't have time to listen to every one of them
Mm-hmm.
because I give you a good 5 minutes. And if you wasting my time after 5 minutes, I'm just going to turn around and walk away. So, time wasters.
Mm-hmm.
Number eight, set goals. Set some goals because as long as you don't set it as a goal, it'll always just be a dream. Once you set a goal, that's what makes it real. Nine, multiple streams. I talked about that earlier, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Come up with 7 streams off of your gift. Whatever gift you have, come up with 7 streams from that gift. Gratitude. Think big. I wake up every morning, brother. I think of 7 things that I'm thankful for that don't cost any money. Start doing that. It'll elevate your game. It'll wake you up. It'll
Mm-hmm.
make you more thankful for the simple things and small things that the millionaires and billionaires often overlook.
Yeah.
Be a learn it all, not a know it all. Learn daily.
Mm-hmm.
Learn daily. Take calculated risk. Okay. Number 11 was learn daily. Number 10 was gratitude. Number 12 is calculated risk. Number 13 is have discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Have some discipline. Don't just be all out drinking and at the club every weekend and every weekend and whatnot and just doing what you want to do. Have some discipline. Stay home sometime. Work on your goals. Tell the friends and coworkers, no, we ain't clubbing this week.
Yeah.
I'm locked in. Number 14, automate your finances. Put some stuff on auto pay. So therefore you get that credit score up because you never late because it's automatic. You just taking it up out the bank account. You ain't never got to worry about it. It's on auto pay. It just takes it, you done with it.
Yeah.
15, last but not least, when you get it out the mud and you become who you supposed to be, come back and pick somebody up and be a blessing, man.
Mm.
Be a blessing to others. Don't be no stingy, rich Scrooge McDuck. I told you I'm about to go old school with it. Don't be no rich, stingy Scrooge McDuck. Come back and lift
DuckTales.
somebody up.
Woo!
Yeah, yeah. Come back and be a blessing, man. Be a blessing to your community.
Yeah.
Be a blessing. If they won't help, a lot of people don't want help. You can't help everybody. But if
Yeah.
they won't help, come back and be a blessing. So the only thing I wasn't doing out of those things, brother, is I wasn't reading every day,
Mm.
which I do now because I listen to audiobooks. But that's the only thing I wasn't doing.
Yeah.
All those things, brother, I was already doing them.
Nice.
Blew me away.
I love that. I love that. Now,
Yeah.
how do you stay spiritually grounded and creatively inspired?
I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, brother, waiting to work
Okay.
before the world wakes up. I got a T-shirt I'm about to come out with called "Beat the Sun Up." It's gonna have a boxing glove and it's gonna have the sun with him giving him an uppercut. Look out for it. Called "Beat the Sun Up."
I
Yeah.
love
So
it.
that's how I do it. That's how I do it, brother. I beat the sun up. I'm up 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm in my word. I'm praying. I'm navigating. I'm strategizing. And then by the time 8 o'clock come around, 6 o'clock, brother, I'm going
Mm.
back to sleep.
Damn.
That's how I stay disciplined, brother.
I love it. Love it. What does it mean to you to when you say influence the masses, especially in today's world? Like, what does that mean to you?
Influence the masses, man. Woke. I'm here to wake the masses.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means to me. I'm here. I've been set in this space, in this realm, in this time century to wake the masses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what influence the masses means, and that's what it stands for. I'm
Yeah.
here to wake the masses.
Love that. Love that. Do you have a favorite poem? And if you do, or a poem that really resonate with you right now that you want to share?
Yeah, I got one. The Passion for Christ, brother.
Okay.
The Passion for Christ in the movie, not the second one, not Son of God, but the Passion of Christ that Mel Gibson did. There's a scene in there, brother, where Jesus is walking down the corridor when they beat him and they spitting on him, and Mary and John is looking from a distance. And she tells John, she said, get me close enough because I want to tell him what a good job he did and I love him for what he's doing. It's the ultimate sacrifice, right? So she gets all the way up to him, man, and one of his eyes is shut, man, and he's got all his dirt in his face and his hair, and the wreath is pushed all the way in his forehead. He got blood coming down between his eyes, and he looks up to her, man, and he says, "Mama, don't cry. I'm about to die, but this is not goodbye." I mean, I tear up, man, on that part
Mm.
every time, man, because it's like, how can somebody say that when you getting ready to get these nails put in you and they getting ready to put you up there and just let you just hang and die and whatnot, and you still say something like that.
Mm.
You still say something like that. You still muster up enough energy to say that to your mother. So that part right there, man. So I wrote a poem, man, entitled "I'm About to Die."
Okay.
And this is going to be for sale on my website. It's actually on a frame
Mm-hmm.
with a line behind it.
Ooh, I like
and the
that.
lion and the lion has got a wreath on
Yeah.
his head. So these are going to be available on my website, man. Um, Depending on the size, starts from 35, goes up to $65. The starting size will be 11 by 7 up to like 16 by 20. So
Yeah.
so in between that bracket of sizes, that's what frame we could put it in for you. So you can hang that on the wall right there. But
I love
let
that.
me go on and get into it. As we parlay in the upper room, we break bread with the bread of hostess, and we toast with the blood of Yeshua. I tell my disciples I'm about to die. Peter looks at me from the right, but mama don't cry. I'm about to die, but this is not goodbye. I'm about to die, but this is not goodbye. The Lord didn't tell what Judas did. The Lord knew Judas sealed it with a kiss to get more attention. That's it. That's what drove him to snitch. But mama, don't cry. I'm about to die, but this is not goodbye. Peter yells out, Lord, we will fight for you. The Lord says, devil, get thee behind me. Because the devil trying to blind me, then divide me, then lie to me to stop my assignment. The only assignment that I have that my father has called me to be. I was given 39 lashes, but I still must go. You pierced my forehead with this thorn wreath, but I still must go. I carry my own cross. Mama, I know. You hate to see your only son go. But mama, don't cry. I'm about to die, but this is not goodbye. I'm about to die. I'm about to die.
Mm,
Appreciate it, brother.
powerful.
This the first time this the first podcast, brother. I actually spit on here. You the first one. That's
I
exclusive right there. See
look, that's
that? See
exclusive.
that?
I'm
You got the
blessed.
exclusive.
I you got it here first on Rise Urban Nation. You got it exclusive.
Yeah, yeah,
So
for
yeah,
sure, for sure.
man,
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
you don't normally get that. That's
Thank you.
exclusive.
Thank you. We are honored. I'm honored and privileged to get that exclusive today. Um, Garnett, you've truly blessed us today. Your story reminds us that transformation isn't just possible, it's powerful when fueled by faith and purpose. Before we wrap up, let folks know where they can follow your work, support you, your mission. I know you got it on there on the QR code and all that good stuff there. But also for the
Man.
people who can't see, tell them where they can go.
Okay, well, first you got the YouTube channel. Go on there, man. Like the video, subscribe, influence the masses. That's the YouTube channel. And then my Instagram, threads, my Facebook is going to be influence, INFLUENCE underscore THE poet. That's where you can find me. The website Hussle Hard Publishing is under construction right now. Give it about another 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be up and running. And then, like I said, I have the book on there. I got some courses on there. I got the pictures on there. I'm also a speaker. You can invite me out, have me come out and speak or whatnot. And like I said, let's support. Let's keep this community strong. Let's continue to support my brother right here with Rise Up. And we going let's finish 2025 out strong. Great.
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
Let's
Let's
make it
finish it
great.
out. Great.
There.
Yeah. So that's where you can find me, man. I ain't hard to find.
There. As you get
I'm right around the corner.
He right around the corner. He ain't hard to find. He
Right
out
around the
here. He
corner.
out here. Um, like he said, he been hustling all his life. He been grinding all his life, and faith has brought us to here today so that we could break bread.
Yes.
To all our
Yes.
listeners, thank you for joining us. This episode, if this episode moved you, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with
Yeah.
someone who needs to
Yes,
hear
sir.
this testimony. And don't forget,
Yes.
every transition has the power to
Yes.
become legendary. Until next
Yeah.
time.
And every transition has a purpose.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a bar right there.
That's a tagline. That's a tagline of what you just said. That's a tagline.
We
Yeah. That's the tagline.
see what we do when we get together. That's our
Yeah.
superpower.
Yeah.
Until the
That's our
next time,
superpowers, man.
Rise Urban Nation. Stay inspired. Stay rising. Peace.